Hey, 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 hey. Thanks, thanks. I'm glad my I'm glad my friends were with me through this, you know. Really appreciate them. You know, they're good people. And really, DD Live Studios. I'm glad you're also with me through it. This thing, this drama. You know. Thanks, man. Very much. It is appreciated. Yes, it is very much appreciated. And you stood by me, you and all the rest of them. Big shout out to big shout out, big shout out to Majid Kai and DD Live Studios, uh, Gaming Live Studios. Yeah, keep up the good work, and just big shout out to everybody, all my friends. Big shout outs. I appreciate it. You guys, hanging with me, through the thick and thin of it. It's all good. You know, it was all good. And basically, yeah, I appreciate it. And I just don't know what to say, man. What else to say? I mean, thanks. And you guys hung in there with me through the whole thing. It was a cool thing. Whole thing. And you guys stood fast. You know, thank you very much. For those of you who subscribe to my channel, thank you also. Big shout out to you. My people, my friends, my truest friends who stuck with me through this, you know. And DD Live Studios, I hope your grandma gets better real soon. Yeah, man. All our prayers go with her. So, in that, it's all good. Thank you very much. And for those who thought I was guilty, you know, I hold no malice against you. Have a blessed day. Your people just like me. You make mistakes. You're human. You, I mean, that's for what it is. You know, everybody's human. You guys make plenty of you guys made mistakes. It was mistakes on both sides. Actually, I can see that. But what I'm saying is, thank you guys, and it's just a lot of stuff. You know, this drama never had to take place, but I can get past it. I just want to get past it, move on, forget about it. It's not really worth it. All this stuff, all of us doing all this, you know, snapping each other back and forth. It just doesn't make any type of sense. So let's just get past it and just get past it and just be, chill, just go back to making content and hanging out like normal people. You know, um, we don't even have to. I mean, some of us, you know, some of us we have like little, we may not get along, but what I'm saying is, I'm willing to try. I'm willing to try, and I hope you are too. You know, I'm just willing to try. I don't want to. I'm not trying to. I just want to put an end to this and leave it at that. So, in the spirit of that, you know, we don't have to be friends, but we don't have to be enemies either. That's what I'm saying. So, you know, that's that's generally what I'm about. So, what's your opinion? I mean, what's your opinion? I really don't hold no malice, like I said, but I will say that I don't hold no malice. I just want this over. Everybody go back to their same old lives, and we just make our content and just do what we came to do. We don't need to. We don't need to hash out any kind of. We don't need to hash out any more of this drama. We just need to leave it behind us. That's just it. Not mentioning any names. Not mentioning any YouTube names or anything like that. Is when it left behind me. Seriously, I just want to, just forget about it. Mm, Just moving on. Just leave it. Time to just start leaving stuff behind. It really doesn't matter. I mean, in the long run, because you know, in the long run, it just doesn't matter. Seriously, Mm, let's just leave it. We don't even have to be about the friendship thing. We can just, make your content, concentrate on your content. You just, over time, if you feel, if you feel that we can get on, that'll be good. But I just don't want to have this thing over me all the time. This albatross around my neck, so to speak. So, you know, in the spirit of, good, in the spirit of camaraderie, good, fair play, I'm just gonna leave it behind me, move on. Like, so, um, so it's a shame. It's just a shame. Um, how many of you people saw that YouTube special with Rachel Ziegler? I saw it. First of all, she said that F bomb, you know, and she berated the movie Snow White, which is a classic, a Disney classic. I mean, she made it into a running joke, but in Disney. Disney had, I mean, the Disney guys at Disney, they had every right to get rid of her because you basically you basically maligned every character in the movie. You made every actor that had to work with you feel uncomfortable. I mean, and you were very you couldn't keep your politics out of the movie. I mean, yeah, I know you're big on women's rights and empowering young women to see that they can do anything. I'm all for it, but when it comes down to classic stories and doing your job and other stuff, you know, the politics doesn't factor into it. And that's the point that they tried to get across to her before they probably before they axed her from the movie. I mean, they're not gonna just fire you point out. They're gonna try to work with you. And my guess is she wasn't, going for the working with me, thing. So in that, you know, you can't expect people to work with you if you're not willing to work with them. So, I mean, take it for what it is. I mean, let's just take it for what it is. Leave it at that, because basically, hey, it's all good. We're all good. Yeah, like I said, yeah. Let's get this behind us. Let's get it behind us and let's not think about it anymore. Let's just be peaceful and you know be work on our content and we try to be better people. I mean, that's what we should do in the first. That's what we should be doing in the first place. No one should ever be try to be a bad person on purpose. It's just that circumstances certain circumstances dictate that you know sometimes people misunderstand things and they do things in bad ways. But you know, people who think I'm a bad guy, oh well. I'm not, but hey, what am I going to do about that? Hello, Colin. What's up? How are you? Yeah, same old, same old. Yeah, same old, same old. But it's all good. I'm just saying. Yeah, I can try.
Hey, everybody. Since it's Friday, you know what that means. Throwback Friday.
Music.
And also, guess what, Randy? They're doing a new Naked Gun movie.
Really?
Yeah, they just released a trailer yesterday. It's going to star Liam Neeson as Frank Draben's son, Frank Draben Jr. And
Oh,
it's being produced by Seth MacFarlane. And guess what? It's a continuation of the original franchise. It's not a full reboot. And
okay.
yeah, and I saw the teaser trailer. It looked really funny. And yeah, and I'll send you the trailer later. Yep.
Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff.
I think Liam Neeson is a great choice to replace Leslie Nielsen as the main actor for the franchise because just like Leslie Nielsen, Liam Neeson started out as a serious dramatic actor to be originally. So many people forget that Leslie Nielsen was already an established serious actor for and has starred in many films long before he was in the movie Airplane. Yeah, Airplane was Leslie Nielsen's first film, or was his first comedy that he'd ever starred in. Yeah,
Yeah, I kind of
and guess
figured.
what? Yeah, the new Naked Gun movie is being produced by Seth MacFarlane, the creator of Family Guy, and directed a by one of the guys from The Lonely Island. You know, The Lonely Island. You know that music group that's made up of Annie Samberg. You know. Yeah,
Yeah, and
and guess the guy who's directing the new Naked Gun movie is the same guy who directed that movie Hot Rod. You know that comedy that had Annie Samberg playing a motorcycle stunt guy.
yeah, I remember. It's just so many things have happened this week, and last week and a week before. It's just a lot of
So
stuff.
how did that live stream go? The one you were telling me about that you were going planning on doing.
I don't know. I probably wasn't going. I was gonna do it, but then I decided not to.
Yeah.
It was like too much.
And for those who don't know, there are still people out there who are still trying to get Ray to not do live streams with me and to not include me on his YouTube channel anymore. Yeah, just people who just still don't want me on YouTube. Who and just won't learn the fact that nothing they do is gonna make us stop is gonna make me stop making content. Yeah, so I'm not going anywhere, everybody. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. You can continue to see me on here. Yeah, Ray and I are 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 that good friends. Yeah, hooray!
Mhm. Oh,
Yeah,
what?
I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Okay, so let's start this throwback Friday live stream with some '80s music. Then we'll go into the '90s and then into the 2000s. You all know how this works. Okay, here we go. I do anything with dogs. You got a dog. Oh, you pet? You're gonna need.
It's
Starting with some Queen. You can't go wrong with Queen, everybody.
I still can't upload any content.
Huh?
I still
What was
can't
that?
upload any content. It's like it won't let me load any content. I tried to do it. It won't let me do any won't let me load any content at all.
You know, those who don't know, Randy is still dealing with tons of technical difficulties that are continuing to prevent him from uploading my content. We're still trying to get this figured out. But we will at some point, hopefully.
But I still do live streams. Even though
But
still do
don't
live
worry
streams.
though. But don't worry though, we still get to see me in his live stream. But that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean I'm not doing content anymore. We're just still trying to get that fixed. Okay? Technical difficulties are a pain in the ass. They really are. Yeah.
Strike. But yeah, they're very irritating.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to strike that. Yeah, we gotta adhere to the guidelines of YouTube,
Oh yeah.
which is the profanity thing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we gotta do that.
Oh yeah. Oopsie.
Because kids watch this stuff, and we
Yeah.
don't want to give
Why is
them
that?
any bad ideas.
I
We
accidentally
don't.
exited out of the song. Let me find it again, everybody. Here it is.
We don't want to give them any bad ideas.
Yeah. Advertisements are annoying.
I remember when I remember when I was a kid, and we used to.
Yeah. What was that, right?
I said I remember when I was a kid, and we had like a old we had like a old hi-fi we had like one of those old time hi-fis in the basement with that. It was a cabinet built around the stereo. It looked like it
Yeah.
was an oblong thing with a record player inside. 50. We
Oh
had that.
yeah.
But we used to go down we would go down there and we would listen to the music, and we basically just have fun with it. I mean,
Yeah.
it,
That's the
it
thing
was just
about
some
music. That's the thing about music. It's something you had fun with. You know.
it was just something that we did as kids. We went down there, we played music, you know,
Yeah.
we basically made our own games when we did stuff. But not the kids of today. The kids of today are like, well, we'll just do, and they do stuff. That's what they do. They just go on ahead and they do, and then next thing you know, they're in trouble. What do you want? I mean, they can't be like us. I mean, what we
Yeah,
used to do. We got a couple friends over. We brought over our 8 tracks and played them, and we talked about music and we basically watched movies, stuff like that. I mean, we didn't get in
yeah.
trouble hard. Oh, not like you, Colin. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just kidding. But
No, no.
the kids of today, I don't know what's wrong with them. I'm just glad that I don't have. I'm just glad that everything is.
And another one gone, another one gone. No one bites the dust. Hey, we'll get you too. No one bites the dust. So, and guess what, Ray? You probably heard that the casting announcement for the Avengers Doomsday. They're bringing in
Yeah,
actors from the X-Men franchise, including James Marsden, who played Cyclops,
I know.
and Rebecca
I
Romaine,
heard
who played Mystique in the
this.
original X-Men movies. Before she was
Yeah,
replaced with before she was replaced with Jennifer Lawrence for the prequel.
yeah. Rachel Ziegler. Uh, she is.
What? Ray? Hello?
Idea of it.
Sorry, your audio
No,
stopped
I
for
mean,
for a few minutes.
yeah. What I'm
Your
saying is,
audio wasn't working for several minutes.
yeah. Don't worry about it. They're not gonna give her. They're not giving her the Snow White thing back. They're just not doing it. They
And
said it.
guess what? Apparently now, actor Josh Boyega, that black actor from the newer Star Wars movies, apparently now he thinks that Star Wars fans are toxic, in that the Star Wars movies are way too white. Us Star Wars fans, we're not toxic. And Star Wars isn't that white. I mean, literally, look at Lando Calrissian. He was played by a black guy.
He was played by Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, and also actor Josh Boyega, he's just not happy because he's not getting any work right now, to the point where it seems like his acting career is now a failed acting career.
I
Yeah,
mean, like you try,
it's like I'm sick. I'm getting sick of all these actors, these toxic woke actors coming out and calling us regular normal people toxic and stuff. Look, all you woke actors and actresses, the reason why we don't like you is because you're all toxic, and you don't get that you're not normal. I mean, it's true.
Yeah, but don't say that to them, man.
But it's true though. All these woke actors, they keep coming out and calling fans toxic and stuff, and calling us fans bigots every time we don't like their dumb political stuff that they keep shoving in films and stuff. This is what happens when movie studios pander towards a small a group of people, and not actual people who actually watch their movies. Yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is, dude.
But Rachel Zegler, though, she's just a toxic nightmare, though.
No, Rachel
She can't keep her
Zegler.
mouth shut. The problem with
Hello,
her is that she keeps saying offensive stuff and doesn't get that she needs to keep her mouth shut. I mean, literally, Disney even tried sending a guy to her house to try to she was doing a job of trying to get her to keep her mouth shut, and guess what? She wasn't listening to him. Apparently, she wasn't listening. She kept, yeah. Did you hear about that, Ryan? Yeah. Apparently, they sent a guy to her house, to her home, to try to get her to try to teach her to keep her mouth shut, and she didn't want to listen to him. And so now she has to reap and because of her, it's like because of her helping ruin Snow White for everybody, like no one wants to hire her anymore. No one wants to work with her now because every time she opens her mouth, she says something negative or about fans or Gal Gadot or that something negative about Palestine.
Well, this is
thinking, what?
This is the thing. No one else cost her career. She did it to herself.
Yeah. And she doesn't get that.
No,
I mean, her career is going so bad that even her movie Y2K did not do very well in theaters because of the fact that she was in it.
The way I see
no one wanted to see that movie because of the fact that she was in it. And you playing the main character's love interest too.
I mean, this is the way I see it, though.
Yeah.
She torpedoed her own career. Nobody did it
for
her. She did it herself.
Yeah, just because you happen to be a woke activist / actress like Tatiana Maslany. Yeah, but it's like Hollywood needs to understand that we go to movie theaters to escape the everyday, not to have not to have some political agenda shoved down our throats. Hollywood needs to understand that. People go to see a movie so they can escape the everyday for a while, and just watch a good movie and be entertained. But because of Hollywood continuing to try to push its woke political agenda, Hollywood is losing money and stuff.
Yeah, but this is the thing. She basically torpedoed her own career when she did what she did.
And the messed up thing is when she started getting backlash when her woke Snow White movie started getting backlash because of her offensive comments that she made about the original Snow White animated movie. She was blaming the criticism on racist, calling us racist because playing a race card because she's Latino, and the character of Snow White is supposed to have skin as white as snow.
Hello, Chaka.
Okay.
Top, top.
So get back to our Throwback Friday live stream, everybody, with our and continuing with our first song of the live stream, which is another one, Bites the Dust by Queen.
I mean, not much, but welcome to the live stream. But yeah, you are welcome. Yeah, yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah, Val Kilmer died of throat cancer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah, he
guess what
died just.
though? Everybody, remember, everybody, Val Kilmer, even though he was a good actor, he was also extremely difficult to work with and had a big ego. Yeah,
Yeah, but
he and
yeah, but
he let his ego and fame go to his head. It turns out, literally, during every single movie that he starred in, he had a film crew on set following him around. Like his ego was that big, Rain. Yeah, look it up. There's even a full-on documentary about it.
yeah, but just the same, the guy died of throat cancer. You know, we
Yeah,
really
but
shouldn't look
guess
at
what
the,
though?
we really shouldn't
In this
look at the
documentary, though,
movie.
he acknowledged that he let his fame and ego go to his head. He
Yeah, but
did.
we really,
Got, cause
I
like
mean,
he was actually, yeah, cause he was actually part of the documentary. He actually filmed some stuff for the documentary of him talking about his life a little bit. Now he
yeah,
may have let fame go to his head and stuff,
yeah,
and
but
then he
this is
acknowledges that it made him very difficult to work with.
yeah, but
Yeah,
this is the thing. We really shouldn't talk about the guy in a negative way
yeah,
because
no, yeah. I'm not trying to, but just let you all know that remember, just like many other actors out there, he was a difficult actor to work with. Yes.
yeah,
There's a
I
lot of
won't,
them out there.
yeah, I won't dispute that, but
Yeah, I'm
the
not trying
guy,
to be negative. I'm not trying to be negative. Yeah, I do like a lot of stuff that he was in. Like
I'm I'm just,
I grew up with him as Batman. Everybody, I grew up
I mean,
watching having his I grew up with watching him as Batman in Batman Forever. Everybody, before I grew up and realized how terrible Batman Forever and Batman and Robin both were. you know, I
what
grew
I'm
up
saying,
with his movies. Even including Top Gun.
what I'm saying is the guy, his family and stuff, they're mourning him, and you know, and God forbid someone from his family will see this live cast and you know, will see this live cast and probably be saddened by the comments, and I don't want that.
Yeah, look,
So
if Val Kilmer, if Val Kilmer's family, if you're from Val Kilmer's family, and you're watching this right now. I'm not trying to be negative about him. All I was saying is that let's get some facts out. There are some facts out there. I mean, because even I grew up being a fan of his movies. Okay, so yeah,
we both grew up being fan of his movies. Um, I especially watched his when he redid the TV show The Saint. I liked his rendition of that because he made by reading the Ian Fleming material, he made the character more believable.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
you can't get a better performance than that. I mean, people say he was a hard person to work with. People say that he was a diva, but
No,
through
no,
the short
Chaka. I have not seen the Minecraft movie, and I don't know if I'm going to. I heard that it was terrible, and that's flop, and it's a flop, and that it's a flop, and that it was a terrible video game film adaptation.
the
Look,
video
no
game
offense.
itself was
Look,
pretty good.
and to be honest, everybody, I'm not really that much of a fan of Minecraft to begin with. I mean, my little cousin RJ, he loves Minecraft and stuff, that kind of stuff. I mean, but me, I was just never able to get into the game. I mean,
I just can't. I mean, I like video games. Don't get me wrong, but I
and
cannot
in my
get into.
opinion, in my opinion, Jack Black wasn't really the right choice for the character Steve in the
If I had to,
Minecraft movie.
if I
I
had to get
mean,
somebody to, if I had to get somebody to play Steve, I'd get somebody like Seth MacFarlane.
Seth MacFarlane, I could see playing Steve, but Jack Black, he doesn't really look like the character in the game, and he's a little overweight, and he has a beard and longish hair, shaggy longish hair, and he just doesn't really look like the character. I mean, what? Look, when you do a video game adaptation, you're not always gonna get it right. I mean, look at that. Look at the movie Doom, which was based on a video game series. You remember that movie, Ray? It starred Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah, he played the leader of a bunch of space marines, and
Yeah,
they
but
te-
Doom and you're not always gonna get a video game franchise, right? But look, there are some examples of Hollywood actually gain some video game movie adaptations, right? Like look at the Sonic movies right now. They got those movies right and accurate to video games. I mean, and the characters in Sonic, he got him perfectly. His personality is perfect too.
what I'm what
And
I'm saying is
they made the genius choice of casting Jim Carrey as Dr. Eggman / Dr. Robotnik.
nah, but if I
I mean,
had
that's a
to,
genius right there.
nah, but if I had to cast somebody as Steve, Seth MacFarlane would be my choice.
Okay, now let's get back to our Throwback Friday live streams. And if you're watching this, everybody, right now, and some of you are not familiar with my Throwback Friday live stream, my Throwback Friday is a live stream I did back on the YouNow live streaming app back when Ray and I did a live stream. I co-hosted live streams on the YouNow live streaming app / website, everybody. And in our Throwback Friday, my Throwback Friday live stream, we listened to songs from the 80s and 90s and the 2000s. We would do an 80s song, then a 90s song, then a 2000 song, and then we would repeat that process over and over again. But of course, because of copyrights, because of copyright things, I do have to pause parts of each song and give my thoughts as a way of trying to avoid breaking copyright laws, because copyright laws are such a pain nowadays, especially on YouTube, because YouTube is extremely strict when it comes to copyright laws. I know this for a fact because in 2021, everybody, during October of 2021, they removed a bunch of my content from my channel. Remember, this was back when I still had my YouTube channel on YouTube, everybody. They removed a bunch of my content, including some of my cover songs, everybody, because copyright. Yeah. And remember, I've done so many copyright songs these last few years that I can't even keep track of them. So sadly, a lot of you don't get to hear some of my older cover songs because a lot of them were removed by YouTube. And doesn't that suck, Randy?
Yes, it does. And this is the thing.
And I did a lot of good ones.
Yeah, this is the thing. They're always going to remove your covers and stuff like that because you'll
Yeah,
find people.
they're always doing that, everybody. But all I can do is just deal with it.
You'll find people who will always try to mess with you, mess you up.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. And it doesn't. I mean, even though it makes no sense to do it, people still do. People still find a
Okay,
way.
now let's get back to the first 80s song of the night. This is all another one. Bites the Dust by Queen will always be a classic song for the 80s, everybody. Don't you think so, Rain? Don't you think so,
Yeah.
Rain? I mean, it's a song that's known
Yeah.
by everybody. I mean, I would, back when I was a kid, everybody in the early 2000s, I would hear another one Bites the Dust played on 80s radio stations all the time when I was a kid. Yeah. Remember, this was I was a kid in the early 2000s because I was born in 1998, everybody. So, yeah. Yeah, so I was a early 2000s kid.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, now here's the second song of the night, which will be our first 90s song. Okay, it's our second song of the night of this Throwback Friday. This time will be Creep by Radiohead. And but before we start this song, a lot of you know that I did do a cover of this song back in the day. Yeah. And I think it's one that's still available for you guys to watch. But there's only one version of that you can find on Range channel, which is a haunting version of it that I did. But yeah, sadly though, my original cover of it was one of my cover songs that were removed by YouTube in 2021. Sadly though. But hey, Ray, here's something you probably didn't know about the song "Creep" by Radiohead. This song actually got Radiohead sued by the band The Hollies. You wanna know why? Because the song "Creep" sound a little too eerily like a song that they did back in the '60s, which goes like this: "If I could make a wish, I think I'd have." Do you remember that song, Ray? Randy? Hello?
That song kind of gives me the creeps every time I hear it.
Yeah, that song. Yeah, because so basically, the song "Creep" got
Yeah.
Radiohead sued by the Hollies because it sounded a little too much like that song. So every time Creep, and because of this, for a long time, the lead singer of Radiohead refused to perform "Creep" live at concerts, even when people in the crowd would scream, "Do Creep!" because every time he had to perform it live, he would have to pay royalties to the Hollies, and he didn't want to do that. So basically, and "Creep" was pretty much Radiohead's only hit song in America, sadly. So yeah, so basically, it became a bittersweet. The song "Creep" became a bittersweet thing with Radiohead because every time they perform on stage, they had to pay royalties to the Hollies. Yeah. So so it became a love hate thing.
I don't know. I can't. It was like.
Wish you know. Skin makes me cry. Like it's dead. A beautiful word. Sound special.
But what I'm saying is, hey.
What was that, Ray?
I said what I'm saying is, hey. Sometimes people you might get a good thing with the video game based movies. I mean, look at the Resident Evil series. That
Yeah, those movies
series,
were good, but sadly, the last one they did, which had the main character completely recast and stuff, and
yeah,
it was made by Netflix. That one didn't do very well, fans.
I know, but when the movie
But
that
the other ones
came
were
out,
really good, though.
yes, it was. It was excellent. I mean, you got an award-winning actress in the movie, and she's doing a bang-up job.
I remember though, she was a model turned actress. Remember that,
Yeah,
right? But
yeah,
it's
no,
funny,
she was on.
but it's like kind of ironic because so is Gal Gadot, who played Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot was a model turned actress, and her
Yeah,
acting career pretty much started with the Fast and Furious franchise.
yeah, but yeah,
But now I feel sorry for her because of the fact that she had to play the evil queen in in a terrible live action Disney remake of Snow White, alongside toxic Rachel Zegler. Though I feel sorry for her because of that. Yeah,
yeah, no,
and we all know that she and Rachel Zegler did not get along at all. And that every time they were next to each other, or had to promote the movie together, they were like they had to pretend to be friendly with each other. Just because Gal Gadot was Palestinian, and Rachel Zegler doesn't like Palestine. Look, to be honest, look, I have nothing against Palestine or Palestinians or any of those people, okay? But man, Rachel Zegler, she's caused so many problems for Disney. And that the fact that it took Disney this long before they realized that she was a problem. And guess what? Apparently now Rachel Zegler is apparently now banned. Apparently now Rachel Zegler is now banned from entering any movie theater. You hear about that, Rain?
yeah,
Yeah, because of that little stunt that she pulled recently, where she went into a movie theater auditorium and movie theater, and where she was the only and where she was the only person in the watching the movie, her Snow White movie. Yeah, yeah. Imagine a movie remake being so bad that literally no one went to see it, and that there was just empty movie theater auditoriums because of that. I'm a weirdo. Don't tell much in here. I don't belong here. Now, that was Creep by Railhead. Now let's do our first 2000 song of this live stream, everybody. Here it is. Okay, this is the first 2000 song of the night, everybody, will be The Way You Move by Outkast, featuring Sleepy Brown. Advertisements. Right off the top, man. First thing, you go out and we gotta get this. Now we got the amp on, oscillator. I go back in all the songs about the same thing. Look, I don't have much time. Come on here. I don't have much time. Come on, let's carry it up. Live it in the book, we never relax. That's what happens. But too much of the one, so if that's like anyone that happens, anyone up there, it's the air cancel. But the side of your face, you never write it, you can bang, bang. Figure to think less, you see, on rap, like this, the party, then the box vibrate, the stand, make us sound like love from the stand, the no back, but who y'all is open to you, feel safe. Who y'all is open to you, that PA says. Remember this song, Grace? Do you remember this song from the 2000s, Ray? Ray?
Hello.
Do you remember this song from the 2000s? The Way You Move by Outkast, featuring Sleepy Brown?
Yeah, I remember.
There's actually a reason why Outkast and Sleepy Brown don't do music collaborations anymore, everybody. And the reason is that they had Sleepy Brown and Andre 3000 actually had a falling out with each other back in the 2000s, which ended their which ended their friendship and ended any possibility of them doing any more collaborations with each other. Yeah, that's why you don't hear any new music from Outkast anymore, everybody. Which is sad. I like the way you move. I like the way you move. Ooh, the way you move. I love the way. I love the way. I love the way you move. Ooh, ooh. I love the way. I love the way you move. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like I said, at the beginning,
I still love this song. I remember hearing this song on the radio a lot when I was a kid. And that was "The Way You Move" by Outkast, featuring Sleepy Brown. Now here's the second '80s song of the night, everybody. Which is the second '80s song will be "Africa" by Toto.
Circle 360 makes it easy. From Fridays to Taste, everything for Easter hosting. It's unlimited same-day delivery to your door.
Advertising.
Save you time. Restrictions apply.
It's nice. Whispers, like conversation. That's a great song. Man, the 1980s was just chock full of great songs. It really was, everybody. This is such a great song. It really is, everybody. And Randy, here's a fun fact for you. Randy, did you know that Weezer actually did a cover of this song with Weird Al Yankovic a few years ago? You do know that, Randy?
Yeah, it's around about the same time. It's around about the same time. What is it? That thing came out in the movies. I can't remember the name of it, but everybody was rushing to see that, and I was wondering.
Yeah,
Why
we and in the music video for Weezer's cover of this song, Weird Al Yankovic is literally playing the accordion. I'll be right back, everybody. Let's go put this bowl in the sink, and I also have to put some clothes in the washing machine. I hope you're all enjoying Throwback Friday so far. I know I am. I just have to put some dirty clothes in the washer right now, real quick. You see, I have to wash my work clothes. Yeah. So in a few minutes, we'll get back to the music, everybody. In a few minutes, we'll get back to the music, everybody. I heard you.
I just wanted to do this live stream and get the equipment up and working again. Other than that, you know, yeah. And as for the drama that happened, you know, yeah, the video that they made. Yeah, I watched the video that Hinata and Tintin made along with their friends, and it was pretty good. Good going. Good going. And then that, you know, and that I'm pretty good. Happy birthday, Gaming Live Studios. What's up? And hey, yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. Yeah.
Okay, I'm back, everybody. Let's get back to the song.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, that was Africa by Toto, everybody. Now let's do our next 90s song, everybody.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that was to Africa by Toto, everybody. Let's do our next 90s song. Now, the only 90s song I will never play during Throwback Friday is Barbie Girl by Aqua. The reason why is because I really hate that song, everybody. And it's literally labeled as both a one-hit wonder and one of the worst pop songs of the 1990s. The reason why it's literally labeled on many websites as the worst pop song of the 90s is because it's so annoyingly catchy to the point where it gets stuck in your head and you can't get it out. You see, my anger, my hatred towards that song comes from when I was a kid. When I was a little kid, my cousin Kendra was always playing that song because it was like one of her favorite songs when I was a kid. She would play so much that it would annoy me. Yeah. The next 90s song of the night will be All Star by Smash Mouth. Alright, say your name. Justice, that's the enemy in the head. I myself. Now, the thing about this song, everybody, is that so many people think that this song was created for Shrek, but actually, this song was actually created for a movie called The Mystery Men, which was a comic book movie / comedy from the late 90s that starred Ben Stiller and was also directed by Ben Stiller. No, actually not directed by Ben Stiller, actually directed by a director who directed commercials. No, sorry, almost got mixed up with another movie that was directed by Ben Stiller in the 90s. But yeah, so many people think that this song was created for Shrek, but it's actually not. And it's the same thing with another song that's featured in Shrek which called "I'm a Believer." Smash Mouth also did not create that song too. That song, the song "I'm a Believer," was actually originally created by Neil Diamond, and then covered by the Monkees. Yeah, but Smash Mouth did such a good job with their cover of that song that so many people think that Smash Mouth created that song, even though Smash Mouth didn't.
Somebody told me the world is gonna know me. I keep the sharpest tool in the shed.
The gun with a finger in it, in the shape of an F on his forehead. West, east, south, coming.
It's hard to get about. What the difference? What with they taste the best? You don't go. Shine, don't glow. But
And here's a nerve. And Randy Ray. Here's a nerd fun fact about the song "All Star" by Smash Mouth. Originally, it was not the song that was originally it was going to be a different song that was going to play during the opening credits of Shrek. A song that's called "Stay Home." That was by a unknown band, and in fact, the lead singer of the band was actually told that their song "Stay Home" was actually gonna be in the opening credits. But because because All Star was such a popular song still at the time, the studio DreamWorks decided to just use All Star instead and just include Stay Home as part of the end credits of the movie. So place.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, that was All Star by Smash Mouth. Here's the next 2000 song of the night, everybody. This next 2000 song was actually the song that I was just talking about called Stay Home. That was originally going to be in the opening credits sequence of Shrek before they replaced it with All Star by Smash Mouth. Many of you probably don't remember this song, but the band that created this song, Stay Home, is called Self. And they still perform it at concerts to this day. Okay, here it is, everybody. Stay Home by Self from the Shrek soundtrack. Oh, advertisements and are annoying. I believe in self-defense. Destiny, I'm slide the verge. Now it seems I got my head straight. I'm a freak for lack of vision. Seems I made the right decision. Gotta turn back now, it might be too late. Get back in same old place situation. Now, here's a little fun fact for you about the first Shrek movie. A lot of people think that Shrek is actually an original story, but it's actually not. Shrek is actually loosely based on a fairy tale that was published in the early 90s called Shrek. That was about an ugly ogre who gets guided by a donkey and finds a wife. And originally, before Mike Myers became the voice of Shrek, originally Shrek was actually going to be voiced by Chris Farley. In fact, Chris Farley actually did voice work already for it before Mike Myers came on board. But originally, when Chris Farley was originally attached to the movie was originally going to be more like the actual children's book fairy tale that it was based on. But sadly, Chris Farley passed away from doing too many drugs. And when Mike Myers came on board as the new voice of Shrek, he had the script writers make changes to the story to make it new to him because he didn't want to just do what Chris Farley had already did. He didn't want to do what was already in the script because he didn't want to just do what the stuff that Chris Farley had already done for the movie. I bet you probably didn't know that, huh, Randy?
Watch the stream on
It turns out the animators, there was very little faith in the first Shrek movie, to the point where the animators who were assigned to work on the movie were actually assigned to do the movie as a punishment for a terrible movie that they did work for previously. Yeah, the DreamWorks apparently had so little faith in the first Shrek movie that the animators who were assigned to do it were assigned to do animations for the movie as a punishment. Isn't that crazy, Ray? Isn't that crazy, Ray? Yeah. Apparently, these animators did very poor, bad work for animation, work for a movie previously before they were assigned to Shrek, and they to the point where they were assigned to Shrek as a punishment. But then Shrek became a massive hit when it came to theaters, and which actually surprised and shocked the people at DreamWorks. Alone. I wanna be a millionaire someday. I wanna know what you like to give me away. My own drum. Over and over again. Same old place, same situation. The sad thing about this song, about the song Stay Home by Stealth, is that so many people out there don't even know that this song exists, even though this song is actually part of the Shrek soundtrack. And remember, everybody, this song was originally going to be in the opening credit of Shrek, but it got replaced but DreamWorks replaced it with All Star by Smash Mouth. Remember in these days, All Star by Smash Mouth was being used in a lot of movies in the 2000s. I want to stay home today, don't want to go out. Don't want to play. I want to stay home today, no problem, no way.
Sir, can I explain?
So Randy, what do you think of this song so far?
Me and Cody have a podcast. We work. I do.
So Randy, what do you think of this song?
His favorite wrestler is Cody Rhodes. My favorite wrestler is between Seth Rollins, but the fact that Cody Rhodes won the wrestling champion.
Be right back.
I debated with him. I said we can have a debate. He didn't get mad about what I'm gonna tell you. He's like, all right. So I gave him the cool facts. I gave him evidence and proof, and everybody that was in the group agreed to it. Like, he's not wrong for saying. And
you don't want to go out.
Remove me because he was from the group. Then I got back at him. He was talking about Dragon Ball Z, saying that Goku is the strongest anime.
And here's another fun fact, you Rain. Did you know that Eddie Murphy was attached to part of Donkey for Shrek, even back when Chris Farley was voicing Shrek? Did you know that? Yeah, Eddie Murphy didn't leave the movie when Mike Myers came on board as the new voice of Shrek.
And I was like, if you think I'm wrong, if you think I'm right, I was like, prove me wrong. Because last time I remember, he couldn't even beat Goku Black Fusion Goku. And what did he do? He removed me again. So, I was telling all of them where the word geek came from. I said, there's a wrestler named Jay Uso who used the term geek. And I was showing her who he is, so you know who he was. So I showed.
Okay, that was "Stay Home" by Self from the Shrek soundtrack. Now here's the next '80s song, everybody. "Back in Black" by AC/DC.
You can't get back Cody Rhodes is a great place to go. I'm like, no, he's not. Because I know plenty of wrestlers longer than I'm a wrestling fan since the 90s. I watched 80s, 90s, also 70s, 80s, 90s. I've been wrestling ever since I was And when you remove him from the group. He removed me from that's even that's operating chess. And he's created to put in his own podcast. He is always somehow I don't know why he always have like I try not to beef with him, but I'm like, bro, you can't get mad about an opinion. You're getting mad over opinion over something that I said. Like if you're gonna be positive, you're gonna have faith. What you gonna say if a person don't like the opinion? Oh, you should be like, oh, don't do my podcast because I'm the Roman Reigns fan. My really favorite wrestler is Rey Mysterio. Like, dude, I just pointed it out. Cody Rhodes is not the best wrestler because one, he hasn't had a breakthrough. He just made it good, and somebody got mad at want to, and then say, I'm disrespecting the wrestler.
This is an awesome song. Hooray! Isn't Back in Black always a great rock song? Hooray! Isn't it?
Oh God, I'm trying not to crash out. You always talk back up. Sometimes I'm trying, but he's gonna catch this thing. So that's what happened. It's no. Yo, all I like, you know, you don't want to remove from the group. If y'all want to do that, then go like. I mean. Basically, terrible.
So let me just get this straight. You and Cody were having a debate over an anime character in wrestling. It wasn't me that he was mad over, right? Okay, so I honestly had no idea what was going on at first because I was a little confused. I thought that he was mad at me because I gave Common a heart.
Okay.
You want to explain to Aubrey.
Okay, that was Back in Black by AC/DC. Now here's our next 90s song of the night, everybody.
Hold on.
The song by Cisco.
Helping Aubrey. Explain where the Aubrey gave it a heart and Cody got all upset about that.
When my daughter back, they went to the mall in front of you know when Jazz is on the Baltimore bus from Reggie Ray. Who's gonna fly it? Thinking about it. Hold on, though. What guys talk about? You know. that girl so handle it. I remember that she could handle it. See you shaking that thing. Like who? Then look at my confident casualness. You like a pants, I'm like a pass. This cruise and hit the back side. Just step in. You like the fact that you would spend that page. I'm I think sing it again. She had almost like I'm like all night long. Let me
Remember this song, Ray, from the 90s? The Thong Song by Cisco? Do you remember, Randy?
Yeah, I remember. I really like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, for those of you who don't remember, Cisco was a famous rapper in the late 90s, and he also did some acting stuff in movies too. Like, in fact, he actually starred in that Disney movie called Snow Dogs, which starred Cuba Gooding Jr. For those who don't know, Snow Dogs was a Disney movie from the early 2000s when I was a kid. It was a flop though when it came out though, but it was a movie that I loved growing up. And Cisco basically played an assistant dentist in it. You see, the main character in the movie was a dentist played by Cuba Gooding Jr. He found out that he was adopted and that his birth mother had just died, and he inherited all her stuff, including her home in a small town in Alaska called Talkeetna. Yeah, and he goes there and he finds out that his birth father is white. Yeah, and he has to win over his dead birth mom's dogs, Snow Dogs, who literally hate him. And there's only one dog in the movie that does like him, which was her his birth mom's one dog who was not a Snow Dog. Yeah, it's and the actress who played Cuba Gooding Jr.'s adopted mother in the movie is the same actress who played Uhura in the original Star Trek TV series. Yeah, just throwing that out there. Yeah, it's still a movie that I still enjoy, and you can actually watch it for free on YouTube. It turns out, yeah, you can actually watch it for free on YouTube without a YouTube account. Yeah, it's one of those free movies that you can find on YouTube and watch for free without an account. Okay. This are now to take remove in the chat in a second, everybody. There's literally someone in the chat saying the N-word. And I remember you, Jason Arks. Yeah, I know who you are. I think I'm gonna do it right now, everybody. Yep. Yeah. I'm gonna time out for 24 hours too.
I hid the channel from him.
I know, and I also put him in timeout for 24 hours too, Ray, just to make sure he couldn't come back in. Yeah. Sorry, but we had to cut that song by Cisco short because there was someone in the chat saying the N word. That we had to take care of real quick. But here's the next. Here's the next 2000 song, though, everybody. I know you were hoping to hear that whole song by Cisco, but I had it was a last minute decision because there was someone in the chat who was saying the N word. We don't condone the use of the N word in the chat, everybody. Hooray! We don't condone that kind of stuff.
Mm-mm.
So yeah. But don't worry, that's the only song in this live stream that you don't get to hear the whole version of. Man. Now the next 2000 song is "Need You Now" by Lady Antebellum. Great. Wait a minute, everybody. Another person popped up.
Got him.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the. Yeah, good. We're trying to have a good time here, everybody, and people brought up in the chat trying to ruin it. Here we go, but here it is. Remember, everybody, if any of you come in the chat and start saying anything offensive or anything racist like that, I will remove you instantly, without warning. So remember that. I am a live stream moderator on here. So, yeah. So if someone comes in the chat and starts saying anything offensive or racist, I'm going to remove them instantly. Okay? Now, even though I'm not usually a fan of country music that much, this is one country song that I do really like, everybody. Maybe you might remember this song from the 2000s called "I Need You Now" by Lady Antebellum.
Reaching for the stars, I can't fight it anymore. And I wonder if I ever crossed your path. For me, it had no times. It's a
Okay. Randy, remove this person from the chat right now. You see this person in the chat, Randy Dread? Do you see what he said about me? He said I'm autistic and asked why do I struggle to speak normal? That's part being autistic, Dread. Or are you not that smart? Us autistic people, some of us have a stutter. Yeah, I'm one of the autistic people who are born with stutter. My stutter acts up once in a while. Huh, Randy? Huh. My ADHD gives me a stutter once in a while. Okay. Calm. I'm calm now. And also, I wasn't even stuttering there when he said that. This is just my voice, everybody. The whiskey, thinking not to do. This is such a great song, everybody. So I was getting a little angry there because people are now popping up in the chat, saying offensive stuff and racist things, and it's like they're trying to ruin my Throwback Friday live stream, and it's not funny. Okay. Randy, another person popped up in the chat, said something offensive about me, and is now saying the N-word. Reboot this person, Ray. I did not abuse my ex, everybody. Do not listen to this person in the chat, everybody. I did not do that. Okay. Remove this person, Ray. Randy. Yeah, did you see what they said about me and my ex?
Yep, I've seen it. Right now, I'm putting.
I did not abuse my ex, everybody. Do not listen to this person. She and I were not a good match, okay? Let's just stop it there. Okay, that was "I Need You Now." That was "Need You Now" by. No, the person trying to cause trouble in the chat, everybody.
Isn't this special?
Huh. This person called me gay and a cracker. I'm not gay, everybody, and I do not have a big ego. Okay, now here's the next 80s song, everybody. The next 80s song is "Don't Dream It's Over" by Crowded House. No, there isn't. Randy, remove this person. We all know that's not happening. You.
Remove them.
Yeah. There's nothing gonna be sent to my house under my name that I didn't order. In fact, they stopped doing that. They moved on to other people, so they're trying to just talking crap.
From now on, I'm not putting them in timeout. I'm just banning them.
Hey, I'll be right back, everybody. I have to go give my dog Tracy her 8 o'clock medicine.
So
Okay, everybody, I'm back.
One being
Okay. Okay, that was "Don't Dream It's Over" by Over. So, but here's the next '90s song, everybody. "Truly, Madly, Deeply" by Savage Garden.
he talks about since we stay huntress like bundling our home and pocket insurance.
It's pronounced very. Now she's very mature.
That's the nephew too.
Oh,
Who's two. You've been asleep.
I hope you're all enjoying Throwback Friday, everybody. No, it's just a great song. Such a great song, everybody. Such a great song. Okay, that was Truly Madly Deeply by Savage Garden, everybody.
Hello.
Now here's the next 2000s song.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you, Ray.
Yeah. I'm gonna end it because it's been over an hour.
Okay, that'll be our last song then, everybody. Thanks for watching our Throwback Friday live stream. We'll see you next time we go live. Peace, everybody.
Peace.